cold, I should be clear. Form fuel low, roger. Jack 2-3, when you see any movement in there, I want you to hit it.
In the heart of West Africa, a storm is brewing, one not of nature, but of power, ideology and resistance. His name is Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and at just 34 years old, he did what many before him only dreamed of. He overthrew a sitting government, challenged the might of neo-colonial empire, and dared to speak of a free united Africa. But such boldness comes with a price. Since the day he rose to power, Traoré has been haunted not only by his enemies at home, but by powerful forces abroad, behind closed doors and in foreign capitals. His name sparks both fear and fury, because Traoré isn't just a soldier, he's a symbol, a threat to the status quo, and for that, some want him silenced. This is the untold story of the assassination attempts on Captain Ibrahim Traoré and the revolution that refused to die. Captain Ibrahim Traoré rose to power with a vision that went far beyond military reform. In one of Africa's most volatile regions, he promised to return Burkina Faso to the people, expelled French troops, and embraced a bold policy of Pan-African solidarity. He forged alliance with other anti-imperialist leaders across West Africa. He declared that Africa's resources, its gold, its land, and future must no longer serve foreign interests. Under his leadership, French mining companies faced stricter regulations. In the eyes of many Burkinabe, he was a liberator, but to others, especially foreign powers, he had become a dangerous obstacle. Just 3 months after Ibrahim Traoré seized power, rumors of Coup began to circulate. Several military officers, including prominent Lieutenant Colonel Emmanuel Zungrana, were arrested for allegedly plotting to seize key state locations. The operation, codenamed Grim Mumba, was orchestrated by a faction loyal to Zungrana and aimed to free him from detention and launch a counter-coup. Zungrana had been imprisoned in January 2022 under former President Roch Kabore for a previous coup attempt. He was released shortly after Traoré came to power, but soon re-emerged as a central figure in a new rebellion against the junta. His key allies included Chief Warrant Officer Charles Nobue and Sergeant Adama Traoré, who were allegedly planning to break him out of prison and attack the regime. Although there is no clear evidence of foreign involvement, Zungrana is part of the elite Grim Mumba unit and is believed to represent a faction within the military unhappy with Traoré's leadership, possibly out of loyalty to former President Paul-Henri Damiba and resentment over Traoré's rapid rise over more senior officers. The coup plot was foiled and Zungrana was rearrested in December 2022. 9 months after the first coup plot was foiled, then in September 2023, the shadows moved again. Intelligence operative intercepted unsettled communication, whispers of betrayal from within. Senior military officers were reportedly plotting to overthrow the government. A tip-off led to the arrest of 3 soldiers, including former intelligence agents. Their mission was to monitor the home of Traoré and other key figures in the junta, allegedly as part of a plan to assassinate them and plunge the country into chaos. But this wasn't just an isolated incident. Officials claim the plot exposed a darker truth. Foreign influences may have been trying to destabilize Burkina Faso by showing discord within the military ranks. Around the same time, French media ramped up coverage of internal unrest, pushing narrative of discontent among the armed forces. But the government quickly responded by suspending the French news outlet, Jeune Afrique, for spreading what they deemed destabilizing propaganda. On September 26, 2023, the warning sign of a coup attempt became impossible to ignore. A pro-Traoré group on social media called citizens to the street, while a small anti-protest sparked briefly the next morning. By nightfall, the junta made an announcement that they had uncovered and stopped a plot orchestrated by high-ranking officers. By October 2023, Captain Traoré launched a sweeping purge, removing key figures from the military and restructuring the nation's security apparatus. But even that was not enough to bring peace. Just 3 months later, another attempt was made on his life. On January 14, 2024, danger crept closer than ever, this time from inside the very walls meant to protect Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This was not ordinary plot, it was deeply personal. Just 3 days before the plan was set in motion, a shocking confession came to light. A member of Traoré's own presidential guard stepped forward, revealing he had been offered a staggering $5 million to assassinate the president during prayer. A moment of peace was chosen as a moment of betrayal. Military prosecutors described it as yet another in a growing list of efforts to plunge the country into chaos. But this time, something was different. This time, there were whispers of foreign money behind the scene. Though no country was formally accused at first, speculations intensified. Reports and circumstantial evidence pointed fingers at foreign actors, possibly France and neighboring states like Ivory Coast. In late September 2024, the country's security minister announced they had dismantled a large-scale foreign-backed conspiracy, this time with its roots traced directly to Abidjan, Ivory Coast. According to Burkinabe authorities, it was a 3-phase campaign to overthrow Captain Ibrahim Traoré. At the center of it all were 14 individuals, including former junta leader Paul Henry Damiba, 2 ex-government ministers, journalists, and even unarmed Western intelligence operatives. Through coordinated arrests and intelligence exchanges, several suspects were captured, some in Niger, others linked to secret operation hub in Abidjan. Damiba, who had been deposed and granted refuge, first in Togo, then Ivory Coast, was accused of orchestrating operations from exile, trying to crawl his way back to power. Traoré openly declared that France, along with Ivory Coast and Benin Republic, were backing efforts to destabilize his regime. He claimed French military bases in neighboring countries were being used not to fight terrorism, but to secretly support plots against Burkina Faso. He stated that his government had undeniable proof. As tensions escalated, one thing became clear. The plot wasn't just about removing a leader, it was about crushing a revolution, and the battlefield now stretched far beyond Burkina Faso's border. The most chilling attempt comes in April 2025. Burkina Faso was on the edge of collapse. A chilling plot was uncovered, one that exposed just how deep the crack ran within the state. The country's intelligence services intercepted secret communications between a high-ranking military officer and a terrorist leader. What they found was shocking: a coordinated plan to launch a strike on the presidential palace. The attack was planned to coincide with jihadist attacks elsewhere in the country. The goal was to unleash absolute chaos and force foreign powers to step in. On April 16, the Minister of Security revealed that a plot had been stopped just in time. But what made this attempt different and more dangerous was the unholy alliance it revealed. Soldiers working hand in hand with insurgent groups. Whether these insurgents knew they were being used or not, they became a tool in a bigger game, a game to unseat Captain Ibrahim Traoré. And so the question must be asked, who truly stand behind the bloodshed, and why do so many forces, internal and external, want Captain Traoré gone? This is the story of one man standing between imperialism and a new Africa.